Today you're going to learn about rotations. Rotations are just simply turning the image across the graph. Now if we look at number 1, 180 rotation about the origin just means that you're going to turn the image 180 degrees onto the opposite side of the graph. It doesn't matter if you go clockwise or counterclockwise because you'll still end up in the same location. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your piece of wax paper and you're going to cover the graph. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to trace the origin with your pencil. You're also going to trace each one of the corners of the graph. And the reason you do this is so that when you turn your wax paper, you'll be able to see where the new image goes by lining up the shape. So the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to trace the shape, or simply just put a dot for each one of the points. And so once you've done that, you're going to turn your wax paper. So if we turn it one time, that would be, and line up the corners again, that would be what a 90-degree clockwise rotation would be. So if that's 90, then one more turn will make it a we'll make it a turn that is 180 degrees. What's really important is that you make sure that you line up your origin and your corners again so that the image is in the correct place. Alright, the new image is now in its correct place. What you're going to do now is you can either write down the ordered pairs for all of the points and then you can regraph them, or you can simply lift up the wax paper and then trace where the new shape should go. What is super important is when you lift up your graph paper that you make sure you put them in the right spots. And so what should happen when you're all said and done, you lift away your graph paper, your corners and stuff will disappear, so will your origin. All you should be left with is your shape. It should look like an exact copy of the shape that is on the other side. And so that's a rotation of about the origin, 180 degrees. So looking at number 2, it says a clockwise rotation about the origin. So remember that clockwise goes this way. So the first thing you're going to do again is you're going to take your wax paper, lay it over, trace your origin. Make sure that you're right on top of the origin, or otherwise it won't line up correctly. So you've traced the origin, traced the corners, and then remember to trace your shape. And so then once you've done that, you'll take your wax paper and you will just simply turn this one time to where you line the origin back up and line your corners back up. If you've done that correctly, what will happen is your points will be in their correct place. You'll lift up your wax paper and you'll put your points back in. And then make sure that you connect them. What should happen is you should end up with the exact same shape again following the graph.